Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. It's been a while since I put a video out there, but I met a new friend this morning, Anthony. I'm gonna call him Tony. I hope he doesn't mind if I call him Tony. But he inspired this post just because of all the craziness that's going on out there. So there was a Yale educated psychiatrist who says she wants to shoot white people in the face so she wouldn't regret a moment of it. If you look at her eyes, you can always tell by the eyes. That's actually a very true statement after 20 years of working in the psych field. I know that's a very true statement. She looks crazy. Let's go ahead and see what she said. But Tony, you inspired this. You got me back in the game. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Also, I'm also on a new show. Dan and Brandon present the Underground News. I know you saw the video posted, so go make sure you check that out. So it says, this is by Brian Key. Yale University placed restrictive access to the lecture recording of a guest psychiatrist after her controversial remarks about white people in an online talk. I've heard what she said. It wasn't controversial. It was downright racist. Downright racist. And so when I was talking to Tony this morning, sitting in my driveway talking, a very interesting question came up. Now you're on record saying you want to shoot white people in the face. So what would happen if a white man walked up and just either started assaulting you or shot you dead? Could he claim self-defense? You're already out there on record. People have lost their minds. So let's go on with the article. So what happened? Dr. Aruna Kiliani, a forensic psychiatrist and psychoanalyst with a private practice in New York and not affiliated with Yale, was invited to do a lecture on April 6th as part of the school's medicine's grand rounds, according to the New York Times. A flyer for the online talk titled "The Psychopathic Problem of the White Mind" described its learning objectives as understanding how white people are psychologically dependent on Black rage. The National Review reported. See, now this is why I can't let Yale off the hook. You did this on purpose. You knew what you were doing. This is, man, I don't even know. This is, I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, you knew what you were doing. At one point in the lecture, Kiliani described how she has fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away, relatively guiltless with the bounce of my step, like I did the world a fucking favor. Yeah, I said it. You can say it on YouTube. So here's the thing also, don't shoot people in the head. Heads move. So don't do that. Kiliani said talking to white people about the subject of race is a waste of our breath, adding, we were asking demented, violent predators, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be predators, not predator, who thinks that they are a saint or a superhero to accept responsibility. It ain't gonna happen. Wow, that's crazy. An audio copy of the lecture was posted online by journalist Katie Herzog on Substack in a subsequent interview where she spoke with Kiliani afterwards. In an email last Saturday, Kiliani said her words were taken out of context to control the narrative, explaining her lecture used provocation as a tool for real engagement. My speaking metaphorically about my own anger was a method for people to reflect on negative feelings, to normalize negative feelings, because if you don't, it will turn into a violent action. Her lecture was poorly well received at Yale, with one of the listeners, a Black woman, thanking her for giving voice to us as people of color and what we go through all the time. Okay, so first of all, and me and Tony talked about this morning. I'm not going to read the rest of it. It's just garbage. You're an American. You're an American. Be an American. Unless you're a Texan, then be a Texan, of course. You're not a person of color. You're Black. You're Black. It's a whole different culture. And so what the liberals have fooled a lot of Black people in doing is have people of color. That includes a hell of a whole lot of racists that have nothing in common with us, many of which hate us. They don't like us. You go to one of these other foreign countries. I'm not even going to name the countries. You go to them, you see how you're received as a Black American. You're doubly hated. You're Black and you're American. It's just ridiculous. This type of thing should not be happening in our culture. People like this who've gotten degrees from Yale, which always say education is not a measure of intelligence. It's not a measure of emotional maturity. You can get a PhD or 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 if you want to, and still be a dumbass. You know, see, me and Tony were talking about this today. People assume he's a redneck, and he kind of looks like one. It's kind of probably why we got along. Rednecks are good people, good down to earth people. You meet a true redneck, not one of these wannabe, listen to country music every once in a while. Rednecks don't even know who Johnny Cash is or who George Strait is. They're not real rednecks. They can't hunt, they can't fish. You know, they drive big trucks that you never see dirt on. Those aren't real rednecks. You get down to the country, you meet some of these rednecks, they'll get your shirt off their back. This woman is insane. Let me scroll back up to her picture. You all to get a good look. Does that look like the picture of a sane woman? And you're a psychiatrist and a psychoanalyst? First of all, the field of psychiatry has come out with some dumb-ass ideas across the years. You don't believe me? Go back, you look at Freud, look at Jung, look at some of the ideas that have come out and been debunked, that have come out in the world of psychiatry. It's ridiculous. But I've never seen anything like this. They keep it together, man, and this woman is insane. So now you have people openly saying this. See, here's where the problem comes in. She's not going to go out and do anything. Are you freaking joking? Look at her. She's 90 pounds soaking wet. Probably never had a real confrontation in her entire life. She's not going to do anything. But you know what? There are crazy people out there that will, because she said it. Think about that. And she'll still be making her six-figure salary being a psychiatrist or a psychoanalyst or whatever the hell she does. And some person who was too dumb to think for themselves is going to be locked up in prison for life. Some family's going to lose their family member, father, brother, son, mother, daughter, wife, because of her words. And she defends him. She owes no responsibility. Now, I guarantee you won't see CNN trying to hold her responsible. You won't see it. But they'll try to hold people who they think are racist responsible. It's gotten ridiculous. And you don't have to say anything to be a racist. I saw one New York Times reporter say the American flag is racist. We know what it means when they fly the American flag. It's fucking America. I buried a friend under that flag, and last time I checked, he wasn't white. Many different races have fought and died for that flag and been buried under it. And it wasn't because we were black, we were white, we were Mexican, we were Native, Hispanic, Irish, Scottish, Jew. It's because we were fucking Americans. Start acting like it, getting on my fucking nerves. Pieces of shit like this. And they hold her up in the community. And you heard me reading the article. It was well received. Well received. Really? These are the people talking that are going to have some of these dumbasses locked up in jail. You know what I always say. If you go to a protest and break or burn something and get arrested or hurt somebody and you get arrested, you're a dumbass because you're listening to other people, letting other people direct you. And it's women, men, liberals, just like this, that are destroying our country. I couldn't think of a better way to put it. Anyway, so thank you for watching this episode of The Dan Dawson Show. Like, subscribe, share. Also, remember, tune in to Dan and Brandon Present Underground News. We have an episode coming up. Today's Tuesday. It should be up by Thursday. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, share. And as always, do what you got to do.